For all my anime and animated folks out there, here's my best of 2017. NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, we coming with another wonderful episode of, that's right, Thumbnails. The year is coming to an end. We've been having a ball all year long with all kinds of animated projects. So here's my best of 2017. And straight up, let's just get started with, of course, the movies. Now, there's a bunch of animated films that came out this year that I didn't really grab and gravitate onto. It just didn't really hit me like I thought it would. But there's two that I think I should mention. Number one is, of course, Justice League Dark. This is one that you saw me review earlier this year. I really had a fun time with it. Even though I'm tired of using Batman to push the narrative, I think this could have been done enough and well enough with Zatanna and John Constantine, but I still really love this piece. There was a lot of action, a lot of fun, and the relationships and how they related to each other was just, it was a ball. I really had a ball with this, and Swamp Thing bossed up in this. I mean, come on. So, of course, next up on my movies is, of course, Teen Titans, the Judas Contract. Now, this particular storyline might be my favorite storyline from DC as a whole, maybe besides like Identity Crisis, but I really love the Judas Contract. Now, this movie, I didn't put this in because of how great it was, because I did have a lot of fun, but because of what it showed us and what it represented. This movie, to a fan of Young Justice, sort of kind of scratched that itch just a bit. I mean, of course, not exactly, but from someone who loved Teen Titans, not the Teen Titans Go, but Teen Titans, even though Teen Titans Go got some songs on them, but Teen Titans Go, and then also from someone who loved Young Justice, this was one of those good enough meshes that kind of got the job done. In this, once again, DC does not play with those fight scenes, and it was good to see Beast Boy do his thing. The Judas Contract has a couple issues with Slade and with Terra that they kind of skirted around, but overall, the movie did its thing, and I think it scratched the itch that I've been missing those two shows for a long time. So that's why it's on this list. And if you haven't checked it out, you spend about an hour, I think it's about an hour, 10 minutes, and check it out. But now I want to talk series. First up, Voltron. Season 3 and 4 dropped this year, and it was bananas. This is a show that really is kind of like all ages. Like, it's not too heady for kids, it's not too violent for kids, but it's just enough for adults to watch with their child and be like, yo, this is kind of dope. Pidge showed up. You know, it was cool to see Keith doing this thing and kind of picking up the slack just a bit. And it was fun to see where the Black Lion landed. We learned about leadership, we learned about brotherhood, we learned about teamwork, and that's what you want to teach the kids that are watching shows like this. Now, of course, my favorite part was Lotor's turn, but we'll see what happens in season 5 as far as that's concerned. Also on this list is my love-hate relationship with Star Wars Rebels. Yeah, Ezra is Ezra, but I do really dig Sabine, seeing her father, seeing the Mandalorians. I really dug a lot of the Hera and, Kanan stuff. Chopper isn't really my guy, but I do like how they played out the first part of this season. Of course, Thrawn took a fall back, which I'm not too hype about, but I put this on the list because Star Wars Rebels for me is one of those shows that's always satisfying on some level or another. There's a lot of innovation. There's a lot of nice little nuggets of Star Wars lore that you can get in this show, and I think you should check it out. On the funny tip, straight up, is Rick and Morty. I don't know what else to say about this show. You heard me talk about it earlier this year. The show is just funny. It's deeper than you expect, and it's funny. It's just good. Rick and Morty is just good. You know what? That's all I'm gonna say about Rick and Morty. Just watch Rick and Morty. If you're not sold on it, watch like 2 episodes. They're only like 30 minutes a piece. They're like 23 minutes or something when you're watching it on demand. Rick and Morty is a lot deeper than you might think. And I think if you're into any type of animation, Rick and Morty, it'll do it for you. So on to the folks that love a little blood with their animation. Let's talk about Castlevania. This is a show, when I saw it and reviewed it, I really liked it. I didn't give it the highest marks, but I definitely think it's a show that's going in the right direction. Fight scenes, of course, were dope. The character design was on point, and Castlevania is just a show that I've been waiting to happen for a long time. It's on Netflix. The whole season is there. You should check it out because they're getting another season, so you might as well catch up. And when I say catch up, I mean catch up on tons of blood, some violence, all you could think of, and a nice power struggle between, I guess you would say, kind of good and evil, but also mixed in with some politics and everyday people. There's a lot there, and Castlevania is something that you probably shouldn't sleep on, even though it's not the greatest. Something that probably is the greatest for me this year was, of course, Samurai Jack. We said goodbye to him. Final season. This final season was just a masterclass in animation, a masterclass in storytelling. It was amazing. Samurai Jack, there's really nothing else I could say about this show that it's just incredible. You could go back and watch my reviews while it was on. I was just blown away every week. Top quality storytelling, pacing, fight scenes. Samurai Jack, if you haven't seen the final season and you ever liked Samurai Jack ever before, check it out and treat yourself. Lastly on this series, for the little kiddies, let's talk about how great Ducktales is. Ducktales was rebooted, brought back for us, and I was skeptical. I really was. But when they released the first episode and I reviewed it, you saw that I was converted, man. I am a true believer. Ducktales is just fun. It's one of those shows that I think the kids will definitely dig, and there's something to learn there. There's always a lesson there, but once again, like I said, you learn, but it's fun. It's just fun to see Huey, Dewey, and Louie. It's fun to see these crazy adventures they get into. DuckTales is just done very well. You can tell that it's something that they definitely care about and that they're really trying to make work. And I think it's definitely worth your time if you remember DuckTales from the back in the day, or if you got a kid that you think would love some comedy stylings of course, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Now I know that is a lot to chew on for movies and definitely series. And we're gonna get into some shorts that I thought were really, really dope this year. But before we move on, of course, Curo Brand gonna help us pay them bills. Oh yeah, that's right. Check out Curo Brand in the link below. Hats, shirts, hoodies, all that good stuff. And once you find something you like, cop it. Now let's talk about shorts in general this year. When it comes to like marketing and all the kind of like extra snippet pushes that these companies are trying to do, they've been making a lot of shorts that have been a lot of fun. I'm gonna touch on 3 that I think are great. The first being, of course, Rocket and Groot. Rocket and Groot is done in such a unique way. And there is so much to love about their pairing and these small little adventures. And Dream Machine is a great musical number. And I really love Rocket and Groot. It was something that I thought was gonna be corny. And it is corny at times, but corny in a good way. I think you'll definitely like it if you like Guardians of the Galaxy and you're into animation. Rocket and Groot, they got some dope shorts. Next up is Star Wars Forces of Destiny. I've got to give them some love for this. While I was on Jedi Alliance, it dropped. We got a chance to talk to Jennifer Muro. It was super cool, but I've loved the extra tiny stories they put in this, especially Hera forcing Han to say that the Ghost was a better ship than the Millennium Falcon. There's just a lot of cool things in there. Of course, he didn't mean that, but of course, it felt good for Hera to hear it come out of his mouth. But there's just a lot of cool stuff in there. Stories from Leia, stories from Rey, stories from Sabine, it's just great. It's just really fun. And I think you guys, if you're interested in the small little quieter moments and some not so quiet, from the Star Wars galaxy, you should definitely check out Forces of Destiny. And lastly are the super short shorts. There's, and I can't remember the name of these, and you guys can let me know in the comments. There's shorts with R2-D2, BB-8, every now and then C-3PO is in them as well, but they're from Star Wars, and they're cute. These are even shorter than Forces of Destiny. A lot of these are some like just a minute or something like that, but they're cute. And you know, something to pass the time when you're just clicking through YouTube and stuff. They're very cute, they're very fun, and they get to show a little bit of the character and the attitudes of the different droids. And something that I think you'll like. You know, it's something that when you're scrolling through your feed, you're like, oh, that's nice. So guys, of course, that is my list of best of 2017. There's tons that's not on it because I want to hear from you. So of course, holler at me because I'm gonna holler at you. Down in them comments, tell me what's your best of 2017. What are your favorite movies that were animated? What are your favorite series that were animated? And are there some shorts that really, of course, tickled your fancy? So before we bounce, I'm going to tell you to hit up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right. Check me out right there. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. And of course, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. So please be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And remember, yo, it's not easy to take care of Groot while you're trying to protect yourself. It's just too much work. Peace.